Good evening and welcome to the channel's studios here in London with your international news around the world in 5. A state of emergency has been declared in the Russian border region of Belgorod following attacks by Ukrainian forces. Here, the Belgorod governor visiting villages ahead of their evacuation due to advancing Ukrainian forces. He said the situation was extremely difficult due to daily shelling in the region. It follows Ukraine's surprise cross-border attack in Russia's Kursk region last week, leading to mass evacuations and a state of emergency being declared there by Russian President Vladimir Putin. A Thai court has dismissed Prime Minister Srettha Thavisin for appointing to his cabinet a former lawyer who was once jailed. The Constitutional Court ruled that Mr. Srettha had violated the rules on ethics. The 62-year-old, who has been in power for less than a year, is the third Prime Minister in 16 years to be removed by the same court. I'm confident in my honesty. I feel sorry, but I'm not saying I disagree with the ruling, he said at a press conference. The court's ruling is final and cannot be appealed. Newborn twins have reportedly been killed in an Israeli strike in Gaza while their father was at a local government office to register their birth. The boy and girl were just 4 days old when their father, Mohammed Abu al-Qumsan, went to collect their birth certificates. While he was away, his neighbours called to say their home in Deir al-Balal had been bombed. The strike also killed his wife and the twins' grandmother. Gaza's Hamas-run health ministry says 115 infants have been born and then killed during the war so far. Meanwhile, the US ambassador to the United Nations says the country is aiming to turn the temperature down in the Middle East. Linda Thomas-Greenfield told the UN Security Council in New York that the US wanted to deter and defend against any future attack and avoid regional conflict. There are fears Iran could retaliate against Israel following July's assassination of Hamas leader Ismail Haniyeh in Tehran, something Israel has not said it was behind.
The United States' overall goal remains to turn the temperature down in the region, deter and defend against any future attacks, and avoid regional conflict. That starts with finalizing a deal for an immediate ceasefire with hostage release in Gaza.
Fresh peace talks aimed at ending Sudan's 16-month-long war have begun despite one of the warring sides, the National Army, refusing to attend.
Would have preferred for these talks to start in April.
The US, which is facilitating the discussions, insisted the event continued regardless, as the millions suffering in Sudan cannot afford for us to wait.
We will launch these efforts on August 14th with our partners.
Fighting between the army and the paramilitary rapid support forces has claimed thousands of lives and driven approximately 10 million people from their homes. The army dashed hopes of a ceasefire deal by boycotting Wednesday's talks, saying it would not attend as the RSF had not implemented what was agreed upon in Saudi Arabia last year. A 4.4 magnitude earthquake has shaken homes and startled residents in California. Security cameras captured the moment the quake struck. No structural damage or injuries have been reported by the Los Angeles Fire Department, but the tremor sent many rushing for safety. The area has seen several magnitude 4 and 5 earthquakes in recent weeks, including in Grapevine and Bakersfield, California last week. And the former UK Prime Minister Liz Truss has walked off stage at a speaking event after a banner of a lettuce descended from the ceiling.
I think the average American is not doing well.
Campaign group led by donkeys claimed responsibility for the stunt after sharing videos on the social media networks. The video shows the banner descending slowly behind Miss Truss as she addressed audience members, revealing a large lettuce with the words, "I crashed the economy." The lettuce is a reference to a stunt by a British newspaper who set up a live feed of an iceberg lettuce next to a photo of Miss Truss asking readers which wet lettuce will last longer. And that's your international news around the world in 5. Now back to the channel's studios in Lagos.